bless football, Billy Gill.
God bless football, Stugotz.
You left out Mikey A.
I did. You did it on purpose, didn't you? You did it on purpose. You're angry this morning and you're taking it out on me.
I'm not angry.
God bless football, Stugotz and Billy Gill.
Thank you,
I'm not
Mikey
angry. I told you before, I'm not feeling great today.
Yeah.
It's been, occurrences have happened, so it slipped my mind. I'm sorry, Mikey.
Do you care to share one of those occurrences with us, or what do you think? Huh?
I have a headache. I feel like I need to, I need to throw up a little bit.
Right. I was talking about the clogging of the toilet.
Well, that happened too. But in fairness, I did my part. I went and I asked if I was here at work. I asked, is there a plunger? I checked both bathrooms, and then I was told we don't have a plunger. So I don't know what more I can do.
Wait, so you made the walk of shame out of the bathroom. You have clogged the toilet here in our offices, in our studios.
It was paper.
Okay, but you made the walk of shame and asked somebody if we have a plunger?
Correct, I did.
Interesting. That's embarrassing.
It's a rough way to start Monday.
I felt like I owned it, though. Okay, here's how we can do this. And I know the way this office works, right?
Yep.
So I could pretend that nothing happened and walk away because there was 2 people in the office at the time because it was really early.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And I could just walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Then,
early afternoon, of course.
Then there will be some sort of investigation, and then they'll start going through cameras. And
right.
It'll be a whole thing, and then they'll try to shame me for being a human being and having to go to the bathroom. So I said, whatever, I'll just go and I'll ask and I'll resolve the situation, because what's going to happen, again, knowing this place, is that people are just going to continue to use that toilet, and then someone is going to be the person that flushes it, and it's going to overflow.
Yep.
And then it's going to become an entire thing.
So there's 2 things on this. One, I think, the next time this happens, I think what you need to do is say, hey, I have no idea. Someone must have used the bathroom over the weekend.
Well, then they'll ask me, why were you in the bathroom for 20 minutes on a toilet that was used over
You were
looking for a plunger.
Yeah, looking for a plunger. Exactly, Mikey. And then the plunger itself is a very tricky and dangerous game. I don't know about you, but when my toilet is clogged, I just shove the plunger in there and hope for the best. That's about it.
No.
What else can you do?
I know how to plunge.
Do you?
I could plunge like the best of them.
There's a science and a strategy to plunging?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
I learned recently there's 2 separate plungers.
Really?
The shallow one is for the sink.
Huh.
The big one's for the toilet.
I had no idea.
Me neither. I was always using the same one.
Don't mix those up.
Yeah.
You were using the same plunger?
Yeah, I was like, these things are universal. No big deal.
That's gross.
You can't use a plunger that you've used in the toilet in the sink.
Semantics.
What do you mean semantics?
Why do you need to use a plunger in the sink?
One plunger to plunge them all.
Well, why would you need to plunge the sink?
Sink gets clogged.
Your sink gets clogged.
No, you use a snake.
Snake the toilet.
No, there's no snaking this situation. You snake a bathtub and you snake a sink. What are you plunging? What did you put down the sink?
Listen, man, they make the plunger for the sink. What am I going
I've
to tell you?
never
It's
seen
there.
a shallow plunger for the sink.
Yeah,
I'm
Google
gonna look
it.
into this. I
Put
see
sink
the one,
plunger.
orange.
I just grab whatever plunger I can find. I shove it into the toilet and hope for the best.
Yeah, just start with the
That's
suction.
it.
Just get it out of there. Yeah.
Anyway, we have a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
We have 2 weeks to talk about it.
I know we do, but we do have to talk about yesterday's games. Mikey A has his first ever top 5.
Wow.
My first top 5. I'm excited.
What inspired?
I thought Fuentes was going to do one too.
Well, he didn't. What inspired? Because his have been awful the last couple of weeks. So
last week was amazing.
What was it again?
I don't even remember.
Yeah, exactly. It was so great. You can't
Top
remember.
5 things. Top 5 things.
Top 5 things. Top 5 that. Top 5 this. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me clarify something. What sink are you doing? The bathroom sink or the kitchen sink?
Kitchen sink.
Kitchen, probably.
Oh, that's even grosser. You use the toilet plunger in the kitchen sink where your dishes are?
Yeah, because I put it in there and I never touch a sink again. You're right. I don't clean it at all. You're right.
You don't.
Please.
You go and you clean the sink afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
House of Bleach.
That's not. No.
No, you don't.
You do not.
I'm with Billy on this.
Do you have a garbage disposal?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains that. Now it's making sense. I thought you were talking about the bathroom sink. I'm like, what are you sticking down the bathroom sink? There's a toilet right there.
So the Lions spent the entire season.
Great
What's the craziest thing you've thrown
Great
down the
segues,
toilet?
too.
Thanks.
What's the craziest thing you've thrown down the toilet?
The craziest thing I've thrown into a toilet?
Yeah, to flush. You're like, flush this.
Be careful.
Trying to think.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cops are knocking.
Yeah. Mikey got it.
How about you, Billy?
we used to have a lot of fish. I would flush fish down the toilet, dead fish.
Really?
Yeah, that's where.
Well,
yeah.
I would hope they're dead.
No, I didn't do a live fish.
Right.
Actually,
you don't want
Maybe
PETA
sometimes.
calling, Billy. Don't, Billy. Be careful. This is a dangerous game, man.
we did have a murderer fish.
Really?
Yeah, there was a time that we had a fish tank, and we got these like little neon fish that would swim around, and we had like a black light. It was like really cool. And then almost every day we would come home, and like one of them would be floating around, and we couldn't figure out what was going on. And then eventually we identified the fish that was killing all of the other fish.
Right.
And I believe that fish got a death sentence. If I remember correctly, I think that fish was faced a fair trial, but was found guilty of killing, I believe, 11 fish at the time, and had to,
So you
had to
flushed
face
it?
the consequences.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna listen. And it was also like at a strange. Here's like a really weird. It was at the same time that Johnny Versace had been murdered,
Right.
and Andrew Cunanan was on the lam.
Mm-hmm.
And they were trying to find the person that murdered Johnny Versace.
Right.
So we named this fish Cunanan because he was a murderer.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then flushed it down the toilet.
Well,
Yeah.
just going to say there is a fair trial,
Mm-hmm.
and our fish faced the consequences for his actions of murdering 11 other fish.
Interesting.
Is it?
No.
Oh.
Dan Campbell flushed the Lions season down the toilet yesterday. How about that for a transition, Mike Fuentes, huh?
Wow.
I mean, the Lions spent almost an entire season not acting like the Lions, right up until they acted like the Lions.
Well, but they acted the way that they acted all season long.
Yeah, but there's a time and a place, Billy.
I actually was surprised that Dan Campbell settled for the field goal at the end of the first half. I thought he has an opportunity here to get points. He has an opportunity to put it up, I think, 3 scores at the time.
It was 21-7 at the time. He had a chance to make it 28-7. He opted for 24-7.
Yeah, but
Yes.
it wasn't a guaranteed 28-7, and it looked like he was kind of playing the game where it looked like he's gonna go for it, and at the last second he threw up his arms. He's like, field goal, because there was like 6 seconds left or something in the half. But yeah, oof.
Well, it was 4th down too, I think.
No, it was 4th
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
I thought he was going
No,
to
me
go
too.
for it. I was like, this is insane.
I think if you're going to go for it, that's the time to go for it because there's not going to be a response. It's the end of the half.
Well,
Yes.
they ended up. I think they ended up getting the ball back with like 6 seconds, and then they had some sort of penalty, so they just kneeled it and they took it to the half. But yeah, he had a chance to put it up 3 scores, and I was like, you got to do this. You've given up 7 points so far, but I mean, these are the 49ers. Who knows what could happen in the second half? And
What he did in
It
the
happens.
what he did in the second half was cost his team a chance of winning that football game. I mean, he did. I understand the analytics. I get, the percentages. No, I do. I know they have a person there telling Dan Campbell, hey, your percentage of getting this, going for it on 4th down is better than kicking a field goal. I get all of it.
I saw someone who actually, I think it was Kevin Clark, who actually like pointed out that like Dan Campbell, people are just saying this is an analytics thing because this is what's happening with the analytics. But this is not who Dan Campbell is. Dan Campbell just kind of grew up in the coaching world.
Correct.
That's just the way he is.
Watching Sean Payton do stuff like that, and this is just the way that he is he believes in his guys and he thinks that they're going to get it. So
There
analytics,
was no analytics involved. He was just like, go for it.
yeah, I think analytics
Correct.
may be catching a stray here, even though he's probably doing
Correct.
things that like the analytics would agree with, which is great. If Dan Campbell, anti-analytics grit guy, brings down analytics by doing what the analytics would say is the right thing while not
no
consulting
reason.
them in any way
So,
whatsoever.
so what you're saying is Dan Campbell accidentally smart.
Dan Campbell being patron saint of analytics
It's
would
funny.
be great.
Yes. The only analytic he knows is go for it.
Exactly.
That's it.
I'm going. I think one of the 4th downs they cut to him on camera right after a 3rd down. He's already saying go for
Yeah,
it. He was
right.
not consulted. Yeah,
No.
he did not ask
You
for
guys-
anything.
You guys are ever in an argument and somebody agrees with you and then they start giving their reasons and you're like, no, I don't really agree
Yeah.
with that person. They might come to the same conclusion, but their argument is actually making me look worse. That's what analytics and Dan Campbell are.
Yeah.
It's one of
Yeah.
those things.
Listen, he wanted to be up by 3 scores at the end of the half, although he didn't feel it was important to be up by 3 scores when it was 24-10. and he had a chance to kick a field goal. He decided not to. He went for it. Then he went for it again later in the game. He cost his team a chance to win. You don't have to be the toughest guy in the stadium all the time. We get it. You like to go for it. Give your team a chance. They're reeling. The Niners are coming back. You're stumbling to the finish line here. Give your team an opportunity to win the football game. You don't always need to be the toughest guy in the stadium. We get it, Dan Campbell. We get it. You like to go for it. We understand it. It got you to the NFC Championship game. But you know what? There's a time and a place. And yesterday, second half, was not the time nor the place. That's all.
I mean, I could see him thinking up 14 if we're up 21. That's a dagger, and that's the game.
Yeah, but we just talked about end of the half. He wanted to be up 3 scores. He took the field goal, so why not do it again?
Dan Campbell.
I'm yelling at you because I'm very mad. I wanted the Lions to get there, man.
Why? Why did you want the Lions to
Because
get
I didn't want the 49ers to be there.
Yeah, it's something new. It's a good story.
A little Super Bowl rematch, Super Bowl live rematch.
I was alarmed by the amount of people who texted me saying, I can't believe I'm so tired of the Chiefs. I'm tired of Mahomes, Kelsey. I'm tired of Andy Reid. I'm tired of the Chiefs being in the Super Bowl. And I guess I'm kind of tired. I just wanted some fresh teams in there.
Yeah.
And the Lions, I mean, if the Lions can make it, anyone can, and that includes the Jets.
But you were excited that the Ravens lost so you could crush Lamar Jackson.
Well, I feel bad for what's about to happen to Lamar Jackson. It's already happening.
By you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm going to crush him, to be honest with you. I'm going to crush him.
But you're going to crush Dan Campbell?
Don't know.
I am going to crush Dan Campbell, yes. I mean, those are easy decisions as far as I'm concerned. What Lamar Jackson does is not easy. What Dan Campbell had to decide yesterday in the second half, those were easy decisions. So I will crush Lamar Jackson, I guess. I don't know.
He also really botched that play. It was like the third down on the goal line in the last drive that ended up wasting a timeout.
Oh, that too. Yes.
That was probably more critical than the field goals.
He puts Montgomery in the game. He's essentially telling you, hey, I'm going to run the ball here. They knew it was coming. They stopped it, and he had to blow a timeout. He had 3 left.
Jahmyr Gibbs is so much more dynamic than David Montgomery.
Yeah.
At any crucial moment, I don't know why you would have Montgomery and not him.
Just upset. But you know what? You leave the back door open for Jared Goff. He's going to go through it every time.
Lions +7 was great.
Look, cover.
Backdoor cover, baby.
Why are you looking at me?
That saved my whole weekend.
It saved my weekend as well. Big save. Why are you staring at me? You're judging me.
I'm not judging you, but also like I have an ad that's on my computer, and it's like one of those mattress ads where they have like wine glasses and they drop bowling balls on the mattress to show you like how much the mattress can absorb. And I'm always going to watch those. I'm always very fascinated by those.
You're always nervous it's going to fall this time?
Well, this time they didn't have wine in the actual glass. They had a tower of wine glasses, and they didn't have wine in the glasses. They had like little like silicone cubes inside of them,
right,
so that it would fall, and the cube would just fall. Which I don't understand.
I don't trust them.
Well, here's the thing that I don't understand.
I'm calling BS.
Yeah, no, you got to play for keeps, wine or nothing.
No, well, that's the thing. If this is your mattress
do it with
that
wine.
You're doing, and you're showing another mattress, ruin that other mattress. Have wine go all over everything on that other mattress. Not a little gel cube that's not going to do any damage. Like, put down some wood, put down actually some white carpeting, have it ruin the mattress, have it ruin the carpet, have there some sort of electrical thing, and then all of a sudden it goes into that outlet, and then there's a fire and your house burns down, all because you couldn't drop a bowling ball on the mattress. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyways, I love those mattress commercials. Just saying. But also, who would ever drop a bowling ball on a mattress?
Nobody.
And the
Why
contraption,
would you? Unless it was an accident. Why would it be an accident?
The contraption that
Why
they
would you
use
have it that
to do
high?
it. Yeah, it's so weird. Do you guys like your mattresses? Like, do you have like your spouse or whatever? Like,
Yeah.
Do you do a thing where like, oh, I can't feel anything move in my mattress?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, a mattress is a mattress, you know?
I think I need a new pillow.
I haven't thought about my mattress since the day I bought it.
That's great. That's you got a great mattress. If you haven't thought about it since the day you bought it, great mattress.
Good point.
I wonder if I sleep in the same spot too much and I'm wearing it in the one spot, you know?
Aren't you supposed to, though? Isn't that like you fit into the mattress? That's the technology behind it, right?
Yeah, but I'm wondering if the part that I fit in is weaker than the other parts. Like if I were to go lay down in another
Drop a bowling ball on it.
I may do that.
Why would you keep a bowling ball that high? Is a really good question, man. We'll discuss it next.
And we're back.
We are.
That was a pumped up one.
Yeah, it was.
That wasn't some whispered and we're back. That was an announcement.
Yeah. Yes.
Sometimes when you are playing under the weather in the elements that we're in, it's very cold down here today.
Yes.
By very cold, I mean it was probably high 50s, maybe low 60s. So we're really struggling down here in Miami. Sometimes when you're playing not 100%, you need to really give it that extra. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm trying to bring that today.
Right.
And because it was cold, I have coffee.
Right.
In one of these cups.
So you're playing with pain today, is what you're saying?
I'm not playing with pain, but
Just
I'm also
colds, right?
I'm also playing like caffeinated. You know what I mean?
Got it.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Anyway. We're gonna play a little game of if the season ended today.
Oh wow!
Yes.
Wow! So
Right.
you're gonna ask us questions based on if the season ended today.
Well, no, I'm just gonna tell you if the season ended today, who our next matchup would be, and then we
Okay.
can maybe talk about that said matchup. Even though we still haven't really talked about the games, we talked about the Lions game, but we didn't really talk about the Ravens-Chiefs game. So, should we play if the season ended today?
Sure, I'm in.
All right, Mike Fuentes, hit the if the season ended today open. We don't have that? Okay.
If the season ended today.
Well done.
There's a bunch of graphics. Things flying across the screen.
Theater of the mind.
It's a wonder we've won best football podcast for 2 consecutive
Greatest
years.
football podcast there is. Starring Stugotz and Billy Gill and Mikey.
I'm trying to come up with the top 5 athletes who can know plunging a toilet. I mean,
I hope you can figure that out. Number
Gary
one,
Plummer.
Jake Plummer.
Jake Plummer. Damn it, Mikey A stole my joke.
I had Gary first. I mean, linebacker, 49ers.
Billy, please, I want to stop doing this voice.
Why are you doing that voice? No one asked you.
Because it's the opening to If the Season Ended Today.
Are you a ghost?
I think I'm kind of Dracula.
Oh.
A little bit of a ghost.
Okay. You want to know how you know, or how I know that I'm under the weather? So Jake Plummer is obviously very obvious, and I was going to change his name to Jake Plunger. But his name already works as is.
No, I'm searching for a guy whose last name is Plunger. So
Yeah.
There's got to be one from the 30s or something.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Some guy who his profession became his last name, and then he just went with it.
And he went by Turd Plunger.
Carl Plunger, yeah.
How about Pooh Richardson?
I like that.
Thank you.
Maybe.
Thank you. Pee Wee
Yeah.
Reese? No, doesn't work. You don't plunge on a number 1, only on a number 2. So
If you're plunging on number 1, please call your doctor immediately.
something came out the wrong end.
Yeah, seriously.
Anyway, what happened there?
What do you mean?
Well, if you're plunging after
I
number
know what
1.
you mean.
Okay, thanks.
All right. So, if the season ended today,
Yes.
the San Francisco 49ers
Yep.
will be playing
Who?
the Kansas City Chiefs. in
No,
the
they
Super
made
Bowl.
it back?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Rematch. Super Bowl 54 rematch.
Unbelievable. I
Yep.
can't believe the Chiefs are underdogs again.
I don't understand that. The line opened, I think, at 2.5.
It's already down to 1. San Francisco is still the favorite. I just can't believe we're doing this again with Patrick Mahomes. What you're doing is you're providing them with the disrespect that they want, covet, and need. Oh, you still don't think we're good enough? Okay. I just did it against Josh Allen on the road. I just did it against Lamar Jackson on the road. And now you don't think I could do it on a neutral field against Brock Purdy? Get out of here.
Okay, full disclosure, we both said that if we were in the AFC, we would want to play the Chiefs because this is a down year, and this is the year that you want to face them. So
I still believe that.
we are here now crapping on everyone who has doubted the Chiefs while being 2 people who doubted the Chiefs.
Right.
In fairness, they didn't look good headed into the playoffs.
So you know what they're suffering from? I call this the Alex Rodriguez syndrome because he
Okay.
was so good when he was young that when he had a down year, you were like, he's only batting 285.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's still a great year. It's just a bad year for him.
285 is almost a batting title now.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But
Yeah.
they've been so good that even if they're just a little bit down, they're done. Not any good.
Let's be clear about what's been good for them, though. The defense has been historically great in the postseason. That's how good the defense has been.
Kelsey's been very good the last 2 games.
Kelsey's been great.
Yeah. Last 2 games. He wasn't that great at the end of the season.
The Chiefs looked good yesterday.
They looked really good.
But if I told you the Chiefs were going to score 17 points against Baltimore before the game, you would figure Baltimore puts up 20, 21 points and wins the game,
I figured
right?
24-17 if you tell me that.
Here's the weird thing about that game is the first half of that game yesterday, the Chiefs were completely in control, and it did not seem like it was going to be a close game whatsoever.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. But it was also still a one-score game for a lot of the game. I mean, it ended a one-score game. But it didn't feel like the Ravens had any chance of winning that game, even though it was, I think, a 7 or 10-point game.
It was 17-7 at half. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then the second half, the Ravens did everything in their power to lose that game.
Yes, they did.
Absolutely everything to lose that game.
Zay Flowers was living a nightmare at the end of that game.
I felt bad for him. I'm going to make a list of top 5 people I felt bad for yesterday.
There you go.
We'll get back to that.
2 top 5s just like that.
All right. Well, maybe 3 if I could find a plunger.
Yeah, the only time I thought the Ravens were kind of building momentum was one of those last drives. They completed like 2 or 3 passes in a row to Odell Beckham. And then I thought, oh, man, I'm really excited about Odell Beckham. They're not going to win this game.
Right. He had 3 catches, 22 yards.
He was really quiet yesterday.
He had one
was.
drive, and that's it.
So I was watching the game at my sister's house, and my brother-in-law was like, I forgot Odell Beckham was on the team. I'm like, yeah, he's done nothing today. He really didn't have a good game yesterday.
He did not.
Anyway.
They threw him the ball like 3 times in like the fourth quarter when they were just trying to huck it up. And
that was the drive.
yeah,
It's weird because Zay Flowers, what an afternoon. He had 5 catches for 115 yards. He had a touchdown as well. He had their only touchdown. But he fumbled inside the 2-yard line. He had the 15-yard penalty on the big catch that he made, and you can't give 15 yards back against that defense. You just can't do it.
Well, it wasn't super relevant. I mean, he ended up fumbling it, but they would have scored a touchdown on that play.
You're right. I'm just saying yards.
He was their only thing that was working offensively, aside from Lamar Jackson, obviously. But
Right.
he was their only piece that was working yesterday. So you felt bad because you knew this is all going to fall on him. Then he goes and he injures himself by punching the bench, so he's bleeding, and then they have to tend to that out of frustration.
That afternoon.
But you feel bad because he was having a great game, and then they're going to blame him for this, even though he was really the only piece that was working for them.
Lamar will get some blame as well. That throw, that interception late in the fourth quarter there was a terrible throw and a terrible decision. Those are decisions that Patrick Mahomes really doesn't make. Like, he doesn't make bad decisions. So this is not the best Patrick Mahomes we've seen. It's certainly the best Chiefs defense we've seen with Patrick Mahomes. But he's, on the verge of winning a 3rd Super Bowl before the age of 29. It's incredible.
That's
incredible.
The thing. You were saying earlier about like, I'm already sick of the Chiefs. Well, you better get used to it. Because
I didn't say that. I was alarmed by the amount of people who were like, I'm tired of seeing the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Good clarification.
Thank you.
I have my top 5 people I feel bad for.
Already?
Get to it. Yeah, already.
Interesting.
Yep.
Hold on, I'll get the fanfare ready.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so these are Billy's top 5 people he felt bad for yesterday on Championship Sunday.
Correct.
Okay. Exciting.
Number 5.
Yes.
Dan Campbell.
I didn't feel bad for him.
I felt bad for him. He got them as far as he did. I feel like he still should be beloved and praised in Detroit for taking them as far as he did. But they were right there. Then you hear after the game, he's talking to his team, and he said, guys, this may have been our only shot. He's like, I don't believe this, but it's not going to be easy to get back here, and this may have been our only shot.
Mm-hmm.
And it ultimately came down to him, probably. And he says he doesn't regret going for it on 4th down the 2 times that he did.
Should.
Which is...
nor should he.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nor should he. Wow.
Opposing viewpoint.
Nor
Wait,
should he.
Mikey, you agree with Dan Campbell?
Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely. Because that's how he got there. You can't preach the whole time, all year, I trust my guys, I go for it. I trust my guys, I go for it. And then say, unless it really counts, then I don't.
I'm kind of...
that. You dance with who brung you.
I'm kind of with him.
That's how he got there.
I'm kind of with him, but especially at the end of the first half when he settled for the field goal, I'm like, yeah, that's cute, but the Super Bowl's on the line here. Just take points when you can. Because San Francisco is just waiting to
There's
erupt.
a time and a place.
This is a volcano waiting to blow. Just take the points when you can get them.
Thank you.
So I feel bad for him. Anyways, number 4.
Number 4.
Jared Goff.
I hear you.
Jared Goff
Played well.
is good
Played
enough.
really well.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
No doubt. He's good enough.
He's good enough.
Yes.
Jared Goff, I believe, can win you a Super Bowl.
He's been to one. He's been to an NFC Championship game, and I agree with you. He's good enough.
He's been to one. He then got traded away from his team. Then his team won the Super Bowl the very next year that he got traded. You feel bad for him there because he took him there. He's on the verge of getting right back to another Super Bowl. He's going to have his redemption story. He was replacing Matthew Stafford, who was beloved in Detroit. In fact, I believe they honored him after he won a Super Bowl with the Rams, which is kind of crazy because he won it for another team.
Yeah.
And now he comes into Detroit. He's done something that, how long has it been since another quarterback has done this? He takes him to the NFC Championship game, is about to take him to the Super Bowl, and is kind of undone by his coach's decisions.
Next 10 years, Purdy or Goff, who do you want? Goff.
I don't understand.
Goff.
Okay.
Yep.
Are the Lions still won the trade or no?
I don't know.
I got to think about it.
It's up in the air.
We'll see. The war is still raging.
Yeah,
the battle might be over.
That's true.
Number 3, Billy.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, Lamar did everything, including throwing a pass to himself.
He did. I saw that.
He had a 13-yard completion. And by the way, everybody who came out with like the Giselle quotes, okay, the first person that did it was fine. Everyone else, we get it. Okay, everybody's making the same joke here. Giselle once said that Tom Brady can't throw the ball and catch it himself. And then they put the quotes and they had Lamar Jackson throwing the ball and catching it himself. And by the way, if whoever, I don't remember who it was, didn't get him by the ankle, he could have scored a touchdown. He could have gotten like an 80-yard touchdown or something on that play. Like,
correct.
There was open field down there that he could have scored if he wasn't tripped up. And that would have been the greatest play we've ever seen.
No doubt.
In the history of football.
Probably.
If he
but a
would've-
10-yard play isn't the greatest play, which Tony Romo was like, that's one of the best plays you ever see in championship.
I'm so done with Tony
it was a
Romo. Don't get me
10-yard
started
play.
on Tony Romo.
I'm glad
I will
that
say
you
this.
said
It's
that.
one of the best 13-yard plays I've ever seen in my life.
100%.
Fair.
Yes.
Fair.
I'm glad that you said that you're done with Tony Romo because there were a lot, now we can talk about this. There were a lot of people who were very down on Tony Romo and they're like, oh my God, CBS paid this guy $180 million for 10 years and this is what we're getting.
He's become so bad.
That's okay. So he's saying that, right? And then also saw a tweet, Stugotz, and I don't know if you saw this, because everyone was saying what Mike Fuentes is saying. He is so bad. And I don't think so. I think he's fine, right?
He's fine.
But
I'm with you, Billy.
and I don't want to be, disrespectful or disparage, a profession. It doesn't really matter to me who's calling the game.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to watch the game
Agreed.
regardless.
The game matters.
It's
Yes.
not a huge thing. Like, I couldn't tell you.
Well, you really don't have a choice in the matter either.
No, I know. I don't have a choice in the matter, but I'm
That's what you
saying,
get.
like, I if you were to tell me, oh my God, who do you want to call this game, Tony Romo or Greg Olson? I'd be like, I don't care. Just put the game on.
Sure.
I'm not going to be
I
really
agree
paying
with you.
too much attention. Anyways, so everyone was crapping all over Tony Romo yesterday, right? Except Chris Cody, who came on and was like, Jim Nantz tweeted out, Jim Nantz and Tony Romo, best team that there is out there. I'm like, is he not following along with what's happening here, or is he just trying to zig? Like, what's going on here? It was very confusing.
I mean, I will tell you this. Romo gets me excited for a big game. He does. His excitement gets me excited, and I don't really care.
Agreed.
I don't care about the X's and O's. It
I'm
doesn't
with you
matter.
guys. He was a quarterback. His first 2 seasons, he was like, wow, this guy's a genius. And now it's kind of like he's like the excited like family member who it seems like doesn't watch all the games and is just
So
really
what?
excited by everything that's going on. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, that was such a great play, Jim. And it's
Right.
like, yeah.
The thing is, at half the time,
they're
they're not great plays. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
but his excitement is
Who
infectious.
cares?
I love it. I
Beauty's
love
in
the
the eye of
energy.
the beholder.
Exactly
I mean-
right. There's a
Buck-
certain innocence to
Give me
him.
Buck and Aikman.
Number 2.
Buck and Aikman. Wow.
Oh, come on.
Fucking
Enough of
Aikman.
that.
Zay
Oh,
Flowers.
Zay Flowers. Yep.
Number 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a
Could
great
be a rough
game.
number one.
He did have a great game.
Stugotz mentioned it, 115 yards. He seemed to be, again, with the exception of Lamar, the only thing that was working offensively.
Correct.
Then he fumbles the ball out of the end zone, touchback, and then he goes and he punches a bench and he cuts his hand. And you just feel for him because you know he's going to blame himself for that loss, and maybe it is his fault.
It
but
started off well.
yeah, he was having a great game, so I
Yep.
feel bad for him.
Okay. And number 1?
Number 1, Taylor Swift.
Ow. Why? What?
I feel bad for Taylor Swift, and I was thinking about it when they were doing a promo for the Grammys, and they showed her on the screen deep in the booth, like deep in the box that she was in. She wasn't front and center, wasn't looking for attention. They just went and they found her, and then they had the Grammys are coming up on CBS, whatever the date is, and they were showing her, and the person that she was with saw it on the TV and pointed up at the TV, and she mouthed something along the lines of "Please go away." And then I realized,
get over it.
And
Stop showing up to the games.
I'm probably okay. I realize that I'm probably the only one that feels this way. While Taylor does go to the games and knows that the cameras are going to be on her, they also are constantly putting her on the TV, and it has to be annoying. Like, there's not a private moment for her at any of these games. She goes to the game, she's just watching her boyfriend, and they just plaster her face all over the TV every single game. She can't do anything. She's there, she's cheering too hard. She's swag surfing, and she's doing that wrong. Jason Kelsey's taking off his shirt. Where's Taylor? They're looking around to see her. Oh, where's this? Where's Taylor? Where's Taylor? Where's Taylor? It's just, I feel bad for her. She can't even enjoy these great moments for her boyfriend.
Boo-hoo.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I
she's
felt
a
bad for
billionaire.
her.
I don't feel bad for her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I felt bad for her. It's my list of people I felt bad for. This is
it's your
someone that
list.
I
Okay.
felt
you
bad for.
should. Your list.
When they showed her and I saw her mouthing, "Please go away," I said, you know what? She didn't ask for any of this, even though she kind of did.
She did, yes. All right,
kinda did.
Mikey A's first ever top 5. First ever. Can't believe it. Next. We will get to Mikey A's first ever top 5 here in a few moments. Very exciting. We will get to Bear Aspirin in a second. Heart-stopping moments of the weekend.
I'm excited.
Are you?
I am.
Okay. Which of these stats, guys? Patrick Mahomes, because people are starting to say he's Tom Brady, which he is not. He is not.
He's
okay?
not?
Well, he's got 6 Super Bowls to go before he passes him, 5 before he ties him. Billy, he's won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Brady's won 6, right? Or Brady's won 7, so 5 to tie and 6 to pass him. By the way, he's got to win 4 of those with the Chiefs, and then the 5th one, he has to go to the Jets and win one there, okay? Because that's essentially what Brady did. He went to the Bucks, all right? But anyway, Mahomes in the playoffs.
That's so many Super Bowls.
I know.
So bad.
That is so many Super Bowls to win.
I know. It's insane what Brady did. He was pretty good. 14-3 overall, Mahomes in the playoffs, 13-1 in regulation, 2-0 on the road, 3-0 as an underdog. Also the all-time leader in yards per game, passer rating, completion percentage, TD to interception ratio in the postseason.
Who'd you steal that from? Because I saw that also, and I don't remember who it was.
Ryan Cortez, our researcher.
He stole that from someone because I saw someone put that on Twitter.
We're all stealing it from somebody, Billy.
Well,
Isn't that how research works?
Yeah.
no.
Well, there's a source, and then we all steal from the source, you know?
Well, then you have to resign as president of Harvard.
One guy did the hard work, and then we,
He stole it from Nick Wright, just so we're clear.
There you go.
Nick Wright. Who stole it from someone else, by the way? Who stole it from someone else, by the way?
Yeah.
Who stole it from someone else, by the way? Anyway.
Who Googled it?
Yes. You're excited for the Bear Aspirin heart-stopping moments, huh?
I am very excited for the
Who is it?
heart-stopping moment of the week.
Are we going around the table here? Or?
Yeah, you want to?
Yeah.
Before we do that, Stugotz, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Did you know that heart disease is the #1 cause of death in the U.S. due to an often invisible risk factor? Learn more and assess your heart risk factors at checkyourheartrisk.com. Brought to you by Bear Aspirin, the official sponsor of Fans Hearts.
Nice. And we appreciate Bear being a sponsor of the show. So we have to do heart-stopping moments here?
We get to do heart-stopping moments.
Wow. What a pleasure.
Yeah.
Mike Fuentes, you want to go first?
My choice for the Bear heart-stopping moment was Zay Flowers. Yeah, fumbling on the 1-yard line. He just took a big penalty for taunting. It was the most obvious taunting call I've ever seen. I can't believe people were arguing that it shouldn't have happened.
Yep.
It was a very obvious taunting call. And then just when he's about to correct the error of his ways, Snead punks him and punches the ball out on the 1-yard line. It wasn't even close. Like, I thought it was, oh, no, he might have gotten in. No, he was way behind the line, and that was my heart-stopping moment.
All right. Heartbreaking moment.
Yeah, more likely. Yeah.
Mikey A., what do you have?
So the Lions, they're rolling second half. The 49ers score. It's 24-17. Lions got the ball. And Jahmyr Gibbs on the first play fumbles it, gives the ball right back to the 49ers. And I just thought my heart stopped because I thought to myself, this is it. This is when the Lions lose the game.
Right.
And they did.
Yep. And Greg Olson, unlike Tony Romo, did a great job of explaining that Gibbs went the wrong way. That was on Gibbs.
Yeah.
He went the wrong way. Goff was going the other way. It all got screwed up. So, and I don't care. I just want Romo saying, you can't fumble there, Jim. And that's it. And we move on.
Got to protect the ball in these games, Jim. Ball
Billy,
is important.
Billy, what was your heartbreaking moment from the weekend, or heart-stopping moment, excuse me?
Down 34-31 The Lions just scored a touchdown.
Yep.
Down a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
Seconds left in the game.
Mm-hmm.
They have one last shot.
Yeah.
The onside kick.
Mm-hmm.
They go. They kick it off. Craig Reynolds reaches out as far as he can, right off the tips of his fingers.
Yep.
Goes another 5 or 6 yards, recovered by the 49ers, and their season's over. Now, Craig did touch it, only 9 yards, so it was a penalty regardless. So even if he would have caught it, he touched it too soon. But
Sure.
doesn't matter. Just like that, it went literally through his fingertips the season.
The whole season.
And that's how the Lions season came to an end.
He had a bad game, huh?
Craig Reynolds?
Well, Craig Reynolds, Josh Reynolds, all Reynolds.
The Reynolds guys. The Reynolds.
Yeah,
the Reynolds is
Josh Josh Reynolds was a complete disaster yesterday. He was. Anyway, my heart-stopping moment was watching Jared Goff cover the spread, driving down the field. That's all I cared about at that point. I needed something to bail me out for the weekend, and Goff drove the field, got me a touchdown, got me a big cover there, and that was a heart-stopping moment for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the heart-stopping moment for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Watching Goff go down the field. And that handoff to Montgomery, I just thought the Lions weren't going to score. You think he kicks a field goal there to make it 7 for the onside kick? Or does he go for it?
I mean, this ain't the outcome's the
smart
same.
play.
The outcome's the same no matter what.
I know.
They lose, so.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
Jeez.
No, but I don't. I would still cover with a field goal. It was plus 7.5.
Yeah, you're
that's,
right.
That's my
no,
point.
No,
Yeah.
you would have pushed.
I was actually thinking about that.
Oh, you had 7.5.
Well, I bought the hook. Yes.
Yeah,
You remember?
I
was going to say,
I said they're going to win
Buy it up to
outright,
8?
but I bought it up to
that's
7.5.
right. That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
I think
and
it
you made
closed.
fun of me.
Yeah,
Yes.
I did. Well, because you said they were going to win outright. So.
I mean, he did go for it on 4th down. And
No,
scored a touchdown.
But he was saying he kicked the field goal there, but the outcome is the same. They still lose. But it's a spread thing.
You're saying would he have gone for a field goal? It was 4th down. He didn't go for a field goal. He went for a touchdown. They got a touchdown on 4th down.
I didn't say that. He asked that.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you. He
Right.
went for it.
And I was outraged.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Kick a field goal.
Yeah, it was more risk for his bet, is what he's saying.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's a nervous wreck.
yeah, it was terrible.
We could just kick a field goal, man.
That's why it was the Bear heart-stopping moment.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Thank you, Mikey.
Thank you, Mikey. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, jeez.
Mikey gets it.
Mikey, so what is the nature of your top 5 here? What inspired you? What is it? Tell us about it.
So I got a text from a buddy yesterday, and he said, rank these teams in terms of misery in our lifetime. So my top 5 is the top 5 most miserable teams of my lifetime in
Okay.
the NFL.
Just NFL.
Yeah, just the NFL.
Okay.
I have 2 OLIs.
Okay.
First one is the Atlanta Falcons, and I have 28-3.
Fair.
28-3. That's
Yep.
enough right there.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, the Minnesota Vikings.
Right.
Second OLI.
Okay. Well, the Vikings have had some good teams, though. They had,
They have, but misery comes in different forms.
Okay.
They're
Which you'll see
0-4 in
later
Super
the
Bowls,
list.
right? 0-4 in Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the Anderson missed kick, 5 turnovers, the Favre interception.
The Anderson missed kick
when they were
is
in field
bru-
goal
yes.
range.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was brutal.
All right, number 5,
All right, exciting.
the Los Angeles Chargers. No team has had more great teams that just could only get to the AFC Championship game. They were always like the 1 or the 2 seed
Right.
with Phillip Rivers. They had all that talent, and they lead the league in like the last decade in 1-score losses.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4.
Before you get to number 4, do you guys believe that Jim Harbaugh was speechless upon meeting Justin Herbert? He was starstruck. I could see that happening, actually.
Did you see the report? Someone tweeted at us that Jim Harbaugh has reached out and texted every member of the Chargers. And if you haven't gotten a text from Jim Harbaugh personally, you're in trouble.
Wow. Find out this week if Austin Eckler got a text. I mean,
When we spoke to him, he had not gotten a text from him.
it was
yet.
early in the process, though.
It was early
Yes.
in the process, but he had not heard from Jim
You're
yet.
right.
So I
Yeah.
do kind of wonder
Okay.
something's up there.
All right, number 4, Mikey A.
Austin's a free agent. Number 4,
but this
the
is-
Detroit.
He flirts still.
The Detroit
He still
Lions.
flirts, yeah.
Right. Well, what do you do in that spot? Quickly, before Mike breaks down the Lions, what do you do in that spot if you're Harbaugh? You're kind of interested in Eckler, but not fully interested. You send. What do you do? What do you send them?
You tell everyone you're interested in them.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All of a sudden, text.
Jim Harbaugh is someone that's, he's a free agent. We can't text him because Jim Harbaugh is going to follow the rules. Get out of here. By the way, if I was John, I'd be like, Jim, I love you, buddy. Love you like a brother. But guess what? Like, you're coaching in my conference. You're not coming to this game, and you're not getting access to the locker room. You're not getting access to anything. You're not going to start sweet talking my players. You're not going to be wandering around here unattended. Like, you are an enemy right now, and you will have full security around you, making sure that what you're doing is on the up and up. You're going up to your seats. You're going down. That's it. You're not talking to anybody on my team.
Jim was happy that John lost. Anyway, number 4, Mike, was the Lions.
Was
Why?
the Detroit Lions.
Yes.
The reason that they're only number 4 is because they were just sort of bad for so long. Like they didn't have any ups and downs. They were just kind of bad. And then last night will be the one thing they get to hang their hat on.
Okay.
Number 3.
Yes.
The New York Jets. I don't have to get into it, do I? Just
I thought they'd be
the
higher.
AFC Championship games.
Yes.
Twice being like a favorite and then watching their quarterback go down in the first game of the season. They're the New York Jets.
I'm shocked the Lions and Jets are not 1-2. But anyway, go ahead. It's your list.
Number 2, the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
They're fine.
To get so close so many times.
Yes.
And just not do it. I mean, at what point as a Bills fan can you actually believe you're going to win the Super Bowl? Like the clocks need to read 0.
Been to 4.
There's no other way.
You haven't won any Josh Allen. You haven't won any Scott Norwood. Yeah. I get it. All right, number
Wide
1.
right, a whole bunch.
Yeah, a whole bunch.
All right, number 1.
Yep.
The Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Not only have you been bad for so long, but your team was taken away from you, and the team that was taken away has won 2 championships.
Yeah. But they had that
Cleveland
moment.
Browns have to be the most miserable.
They had that moment with Flacco, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it came crashing down.
If Flacco's playing quarterback for the Ravens yesterday, do they win that game?
No.
What?
Not going to bash Lamar, though. We're back after this.
And we're back, Stugotz.
Yeah.
I got to tell you something. I've been trying to workshop another catchphrase to come back from break because I don't want to be a one-trick pony. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But so far, I then get like cold feet, and I just keep doing "and we're back."
You're stuck on "and we're back."
I was gonna do "welcome back." I was gonna be like, I don't know. So if you have any suggestions, tweet at me at Billy Gill, and maybe hashtag God Bless Football, maybe catchphrase or something like that. But I'm trying to work on a welcome back catchphrase. It's not just "and we're back." So
all right.
Billy, don't do it. This is like going to see a classic rock band in concert and then want to play new stuff. Just play the hits, Billy.
I feel you.
And we're back.
I'd like to be, and I'm trying to think of an example because there's not many of like the band or artist that has the one hit and then time goes by and then there's like one more hit. You're like, wow, this person is talented, not just a total fraud. You know what I mean?
The Top Gun movie franchise.
I'll take that.
Not a bad example.
Speaking of Top Gun, we are next week going to be doing this show from Radio Row in Las Vegas. And two Super Bowls ago that we covered together, Stugotz, was the one down here in Miami because there was the COVID year and then there was LA and they didn't send us to LA. We did a remote, whatever. It was a whole thing. Anyways, the point is when we were at the one in Miami, we had a sit-down interview. I guess it wasn't a sit-down. It was just part of like the car wash with Miles Teller of Top Gun, which you just mentioned.
Yes.
And then they didn't release the movie for like another year and a half.
Right.
But he did come on to promote that. And I'm using the Top Gun and the Miles Teller just to say we will be at Radio Row and we will be having fun again a week from now.
I was waiting for the loose connection of Speaking of Top Gun,
Maybe
and how he was going to tie it all together, but he did.
I gotta say,
nailed it.
that was masterful from Billy.
Yes.
I'm
Recalled Miles Teller.
Took a minute to get there, but
2 years ago.
I'll also say this.
Right.
I'll also say this, and Stugotz may not want
Masterclass,
me.
really.
He may not want me to reveal this.
Right.
But since I want to say July or August, Stugotz has been promising that Miles Teller is going to come on God Bless Football because he wants to do a show with Golic. And he even at one point said, buddy, he wants to do it every single week, just waiting on Golic. And we have not seen any sign of Miles Teller.
I did my job.
What was your job?
I did my job.
What does that mean?
I got the number for Miles Teller.
Yes.
I sent it to Golic. Now, I was sent the number.
Wait, what number?
I have his cell phone number.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And so I was given
I thought
the number.
Miles Teller was asking for money to do this.
No.
I'm like, well, then I know how this died.
So listen, here's the backstory.
Very
We went out to Lake Tahoe last summer. We go there every summer for the golf tournament. And Miles Teller was talking to me. He had a Dead & Company shirt on. He was going to the San Francisco concerts that I went to. And we were talking about Dead & Company, the final tour. We'll hang out, final show, which we did, by the way. Okay,
Yeah.
we had a great time. And then he saw Golic. And all of a sudden, I disappeared.
Yeah.
Because he beelined straight for Mike Golic. Because he loves the Eagles and he loves Notre Dame football and he wanted to talk to Mike Golic. And he talked to Mike Golic.
You'd think if you love the Eagles, I mean, you love Mike Golic.
So let me explain. So I did my job. Now, I didn't ask Miles Teller for the number there in Lake Tahoe. I went through back channels to get Miles Teller's number.
How'd you do it?
I'm not telling.
Tell me off air.
I'm not telling. I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
And so I got the number, and his number was sent to me with very strict instructions.
Yes.
Those instructions were Mike Golic has to reach out to Miles himself. So I gave Golic the number. And Golic told me that he did reach out, but the actor strike was going on. He couldn't really come on, didn't want to talk, whatever, okay? And then I kept pressing Golic, hey, follow up, follow up, follow up.
Yeah.
And Mike never followed up.
Well, that's the
I think
thing.
we need to ask Golic about this.
You should.
Mike doesn't
Go ahead.
like bothering people and asking people for things.
I understand that.
But Mike also lives in a world where people just will want to do things for him. You know,
Right.
so he doesn't really have we ask for things out of necessity where Mike is just like, I don't want to inconvenience my friends. And it's like
His name has gravitas.
exactly right.
Yeah.
They come to him. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, what are you most excited about for Las Vegas next week? Because and listen, there's plenty to be excited about, but Mike Golic going down one side of Radio Row, promoting beef jerky, and the other side promoting diabetes medication is always my favorite thing. I mean,
So this season,
That's fantastic.
it's amazing.
That's so good.
this season, our Radio Row experience is going to be a little different because we're not going to have as much time as we did last year on Radio Row.
Right.
Which is a blessing and a curse. A curse because we're going to be doing the live show, which is great at Circa. If you want, go to, I don't know, whatever the website is, and go to watch us on the show.
Well done.
At Circa.
I'll put it on a lower.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Go right here. Go to this website right here and sign up and register and all that stuff so you can see us. But when we're doing that, it's prime time at Radio Row. So we're going to miss out on some prime time guests potentially.
Right.
But I've been talking to the guest bookers.
Yes.
And we have two big fish that I think we're going to
On the
reel
hook?
in. Two
Really?
big fish that I believe are on the hook that I think we're going to get, and I'm not going to tell you who they are. And also, and this is just like a very behind-the-scenes thing.
Is
and I'm gonna say
Miles Teller one of them?
No, and I was going to tell Stugotz that you should try to get Miles Teller, but the problem is that Golic is going to be there too, and if he gets Golic to reach out to Miles Teller, you know that it's not going to be for this show.
No.
It's going to be Gojo and Golic. So.
Or Golic and Smetty. Right.
Exactly. So we have to play those cards right. But this is my strategy this year. I'm going to have less communication with the rest of our team. I will be communicating with you, Stugotz, with Mikey A, with Mike Fuentes. We are not going to be having our guests getting poached. I'm telling you that right now because we have some big fish on the hooks. And if I put their names on the calendar, I know what's going to happen and they're going to disappear from God Bless Football.
Right.
And I will not be allowing that. I am putting in placeholders and not revealing any information to anyone on who those names are because I will not have Jamar Chase be stolen from us again. Whoops, did I say that out loud?
Billy, here's what you should do.
I want to say
You
way to be
should-
a team player, but I'm proud of you. Go
I
ahead.
am. I am.
That's awesome.
Here's the thing. I also know what happens is we can play ball with the guess the sandwich game. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But if that goes to the main show, then that doesn't go well.
Right.
And it becomes your coach tried to murder you, and then we lose the guess.
You taught Cam Newton how to play that game. You taught him.
Man, I put up a picture of my daddy-daughter dance this weekend. So many people tagged Cam
Yeah.
Newton in it. So many
Really?
people tagged him in it. He didn't respond, but so many people tagged
I
him
did.
in it.
We missed an opportunity there as you were explaining to him the promotional sandwich that happens at Super Bowl to call it
Yeah.
a Cam sandwich.
Yeah.
I know.
He's not going to remember. If we go up to him, he's not going to remember us.
No.
Not a chance. But we will go up to him regardless. He won't remember us.
Some big fish, huh?
Big fish are on the hook.
I love
Just got to reel them in. Sometimes the fish get away at the last moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,